What is up, guys? I'm Tom from Tech Time, and today we are talking the S10e. I picked this up a few days ago, but there's a lot of things going on right now with my real life outside of YouTube, so it has been a little bit delayed. But, you know, all good things come with patience, so here we go. We're going to get into the unboxing and my first impressions of the S10e. I went with the S10e for a couple of reasons. One, I have some bigger phones. I have the Galaxy Note 9, I have the OnePlus 6T, and I thought maybe a smaller phone as another phone to have on me is good when I'm going out, to put in my pocket, and it's not huge, it doesn't get in the way, so I think that would be a good option. I also wanted a Galaxy with a flat screen. The Galaxy Note 9 I have obviously has the infinity display with the curved edges, and I thought the flat screen would be something that I'd really enjoy because I do like the flat screen over the curved displays, so that was another reason. And I also thought that this phone might garner a lot of interest. A lot of people are going with the S10 Plus and things like that, so I thought this might bring in some attention, and people are going to want to see this phone used because it is a cheaper price point at $750. Some people call it a peasant phone, but in no way, shape, or form is this anything like a peasant phone or a welfare phone or a food stamp phone like some people like to call these phones. $750 is nothing to laugh about. It's a good chunk of money to drop on a smartphone, and I like the way that Samsung did it this year. You know, they put out the two higher end phones, the S10, the S10 Plus, and then you get the S10e, similar, you know, idea to what Apple had done with the iPhone XR, and I think, you know, this can be a really capable phone. It's got all the specs that most people are looking for, high-end, top flagship specs, and it still outspecs some of the other flagship phones on the market. So let's get into the unboxing and see what it looks like. This is the 128 gig, 6 gigabyte of RAM model. So you get your packaging. Inside is your books, which are really jammed up in there for some reason. See if we can get those out. I don't know why they put those in there so much, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Let's get into the phone itself. This is the Prism White, and it kind of looks like a pearl. I wanted the blue, supposed to have the blue. They shipped me the white, but you know, I'll work with it because I don't rock my phones naked anyways. This is the T-Mobile variant. And I did get this on the Jump On Demand program, so if you are on the Jump On Demand program and you are well qualified, this is $0 down, and I think it's $30 a month. You get a white charging brick with this phone, the white OTG adapter. This makes, you know, great for, you know, adding files from a regular USB drive and things like that to your Galaxy phone. You have the charging cable, which is the white charging cable, USB Type-C in there, and then you also get the 𝐒𝐭𝐲 they say on them, but they're actually not 𝐒𝐭𝐲. They are just tuned by 𝐒𝐭𝐲, if they're anything similar to what they have been in years prior. But it is nice to get headphones in the box, and you also, you know, get a beautiful little headphone jack on the phone itself. So let's put this stuff back away. And I like the boxing. You know, they give you a really nice box, little unboxing experience that comes with the phone. Still can't get these paperwork out. I don't know why it's so far in there. It's really strange. If anybody else, I haven't watched any unboxings really. There we go. So pull that out. You get your SIM ejection tool. What a pain in the ass that was. And it looks probably just the books. Yeah, usual books. No stickers or anything like that in there. So I could have left that up there. Put that back up there. Tuck this away. So let's peel this plastic off. Boom. And there is plastic on the front, and I believe that is a pre-installed screen protector. It looks pretty lousy, but we'll find out if that is what it is. If not, I will be switching over either way to the white stone dome glass screen protector. I already have some in-house. I also have some for the regular S10 that were sent out by mistake because I was supposed to be picking up the regular S10, but I ended up grabbing this model, so I'll have a couple to give away for the regular S10. So you get your volume rocker right here, and this like looks like stainless steel. I'm not sure if it actually is. I'd have to look into that. Probably just aluminum, buffed, polished aluminum. And then you get your Bigsby button right there, volume rockers, dual cameras on the back. You get your similar setup that you had on the Galaxy Note 9 with the f1.5 to f2.4 aperture, 12 megapixel camera, and then you have a 16 megapixel 11 millimeter wide angle or ultra wide angle. So really nice. You're missing the telephoto lens that you do have on the S10 and the S10 Plus, but I often don't really reach for the telephoto lens anyways, so it shouldn't be a big deal to me. I hope the cameras are improved over the Galaxy Note 9. I'm not overly impressed with the Galaxy Note 9 cameras, but you know, we'll see. This is the one change from the S10 and the S10 Plus that the S10e has, and that is a side-mounted hardware fingerprint sensor. To me, it looks like it's going to be very, very simple. The phone is small, should be able to reach it, no problem, and you won't be having any of the issues that others are reporting of the on-display fingerprint sensor. So, we'll see. Let's turn this baby on. Get it loaded up, and I'll load all my information on. This is running the Android Pie and then the One UI, which is like the biggest update to Samsung's TouchWiz or Samsung's UI in a long time. Very different from what I've seen. I haven't had it. I do have the Galaxy Note 9, but the Note 9 is still running Android Oreo, so I haven't had the update yet. This is the unlocked version. It hasn't got the update yet, so I've just kind of been using it the way it is, but I use Nova Launcher anyways. So I'm going to get this set up real quick, and I'll be back with my kind of first impressions on the phone. Okay, so we're back. The phone itself is setting up still. I got 200-something apps that are being uploaded, but first impressions of the phone, it is very small. So we got my OnePlus 6T right here, which is a 6.4-inch display, and it definitely just dwarfs this phone. No, it's a 5.8-inch display, and I did have last year, I had the Galaxy S9, which is a 5.8-inch display, but with this hole punch design and very thin bezels, the phone is definitely a lot smaller. I think with a case on it, when I throw a case on it, it will definitely feel a little bit better, but it is nice and small. I threw it in my pocket for a couple minutes walking around, and it didn't even feel like I had, you know, too much in my pocket, which is pretty good, because when I throw this big boy, the Galaxy Note 9, in my pocket, you know it's there. Another thing about the 10e is it definitely feels, you know, pretty light, which is good. It's smaller, but it has a nice light feel to it. You know, normally I like a little heft, but if I'm going to be going with this small phone, I might as well have the, you know, lightness of it also. So it feels good in the pocket when I'm holding it, which was one of the main things that I was thinking about with this phone. I've been using the fingerprint sensor on the side a little bit as I was messing around with it. Thing works pretty good. I push it and unlock the phone at the same time, so for me it works good like that. It might take a little getting used to. Maybe I can just tap it without having to push it in, but for me, pushing it in unlocks it perfectly at the same time. I did make mention of the back camera earlier as being a 11mm ultra wide. It's a 12 megapixel ultra wide lens on the dual camera that they have there, which is actually pretty cool. I messed around with it a little bit. The software on this thing, this One UI, not a big fan of it. Not a fan of like this cartoony, you know, kind of design that they have going on. You know, you come up, you swipe up, and then you go horizontally with the app drawer. But for me personally, I would have liked it to be up and then just up and down. I don't like the icons, kind of cartoonish looking. Like, I'm not a fan of those overall. But you know, with Samsung, you can customize everything. They have theme stores where you can, you know, do so much in there on their theme store, or you can, you know, apply a third-party launcher. And you know, I probably will install Nova Launcher because I have Nova Launcher Prime, and it just works for me. I can take my setup that I have on the Note 9 and easily just switch everything over to the Galaxy S10e, and everything will be exactly where I want it. So that's something that I like to do. I'm a creature of habit when it comes to my phones. I like to know where everything is. I like to know, you know, one swipe and I have something else there. You have Bigsby Home loaded by default. I'll take that off. I do use Bigsby sometimes. I think it's a great assistant for built-in commands inside of the Galaxy phones, but web-based things, it's terrible. You know, sometimes it doesn't recognize my voice or my like voice to text input sometimes. So it's not the best. but it is really good for things that you want to do in the smartphone itself. You know, you ask it to pull up Uber and do something. You ask it to pull up the front camera and take a selfie, it will do it. You ask it to pull up the rear camera and start shooting video, it does it pretty well. You know, things like that I use it for. You can now remap the Bigsby button for a single or a double press. So if you do a single press, you can actually have it take a photo or use it as your shutter. You can also make that a double tap, or you can run it as a different app. So there's a lot of options now. You can't completely remap it. You also can't remap it to Google Assistant because, you know, that kind of defeats the purpose of Bigsby. They don't want to be promoting Google Assistant, but you can do Gmail and, you know, what other apps that you want, open your camera app, things like that. So, you know, overall, so far so good. Let's open up the camera, take a look at it. You know, you got photo. It kind of seems like it's really crowded in here. You got that Bigsby Vision at the top, AR emoji, which, you know, nobody really ever uses. You get live focus, pro mode, which all your settings. They have a really good pro mode. Panorama. I know Samsung phones normally do pretty good panorama shots. I don't know how many people still use them, but I took a couple of the beach not too long ago, and they came out really good. So you got the ultra wide. Let's see if we can show that. Make sure the lens is clean. Yeah. Boom. Ultra wide. Regular. That's really cool. That's going to come in handy. I'd like to know, you know, how good it is compared to other ultra wides like LG does. So really nice. You get video, you get super slow-mo. So it's actually easier to swipe, and I keep pressing. You get regular slow motion this time, and you got hyperlapse. Hyperlapse does a really good job. Video this year, you're going to be able to do 4K, 60 frames per second, unlimited from what I've seen. I don't know exactly even where the options are for 4K. Maybe it's down here in video. That's full frame. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more to see what the resolutions are. I thought they'd be in settings. 1920 by... Oh, there you go. So you go in 16 by 9, and then you got 4K, 60 frames per second. So let's actually click that. Hit it. Yeah, and then there's no timer on there, so you're supposed to have unlimited 4K 60 frames per second. That is really cool. No 5-minute limit anymore. That, you know, can really upgrade somebody's, you know, shooting style if they use this for vlogging or anything like that. And then it also has this year super steady shot, which is going to be, you know, on par with the GoPro Hero 7 super steady electronic stabilization that they use. And from what I've seen from a couple short videos, it looks like it works really well. I think it does crop in quite a bit, but overall, you know, the thing is super steady. Overall, guys, you know, for first impressions, I've only, you know, played around with the phone for about, you know, 10-15 minutes. I like it. You get 128 gigabytes of onboard storage, 6 gigabytes of RAM, which I think will be perfect for this phone. And then you can also upgrade to an SD card, you know, if you want to upgrade your memory. I throw an SD card in for all my pictures and stuff, and then it makes it easy to swap it over to my computer real fast or anything else that I want to do with it. So that's something I'll be throwing in an SD card. I think it goes up to 1 terabyte now, which is pretty remarkable. I'll probably just throw a 256 or a 128 on top of it, and I'll have plenty of storage, no issues. You get your, you know, dual firing speaker, one down the bottom, and then you got the earpiece that doubles as your second speaker. So it should sound pretty good. I'll get into more tests like that. I'm really going to test it out. And like I said, I probably will throw Nova Launcher on. So if you guys are interested in Nova Launcher on the Galaxy S10e, I'll go through my setup on it and stuff like that. I will have a video coming up on that because I noticed not too many people talking about throwing Nova Launcher on this yet. Everybody kind of enjoys the One UI. Maybe I will also, but I think I probably will go to the Nova Launcher just because you know, I like the way that the setup is. I have different gestures that I use and things like that. So it just comes in handy for me, and it's easy to set it up. But anyways, that's it. I'm going to wrap this one up. Just my first impressions and unboxing of the Galaxy S10e. So far, so good. It looks like a really nice phone. The color, it's okay. It's not my favorite. I wanted blue, and T-Mobile somehow, some way screwed it up, but I'm not going to return it and all that. I'm going to have some case reviews coming, so you'll see some nice case options because I rock my phone with a case anyways. I'm too scared to drop it and smash it because that's just my luck. Till the next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.